So we had the Assistenzkirche that was established in 1881. And it's at my work here at the cemetery/park. And I thought I'll take you on a little tour here in January. So one of my favorite places at work here in the park is actually the entrance where the stone was. And then this is the way I bike to work every day on this lane of really old trees that really centers give us a nice frame to the park here as well. And they have this really nice way of growing up, really slim, almost like looks like a bottle. And they will lose the last bits of leaves here in early spring. So the last lane, we have another lane of trees, a different kind of variety of trees further down that already lost its leaf before Christmas. So there'll be a bunch of leaves when later on when we have to clean the area here. So another really lovely area here is these rhododendron. We have a lot of areas to cover, and this rhododendron is a really low variety but covers a lot. We don't have to spend a lot of time of weeding here because the leaves will actually cover a lot of area here. And because we have this cemetery/park is really big, it's 42,100 square meters, so it's a lot of area to cover. So we have a lot of taller bushes, and that covers a lot of area, also ground area, so we have less things to maintain. But we love the foliage here. All on this frosty day you can really see how the leaves are just covered in this frosty color, but they do have big buds on already and nice green foliage. So here we have a really delicious apple tree. It looks really dead now, but it already has beginning buds, and we have trimmed some of the larger ones off because it will produce next year abundance of apple, both for visitors that will grab an apple, but also a lot of wildlife. We have a bunch of birds, blackbirds, that will pick all these apples, and they will fall down here and you will never guess what's here. It looks like, oh, you need to grow something here, but actually we have under this, because it gives a lot of shade, we have a bunch of different hostas that will grow here, and now it all gone back, but the main plant is safely under the ground, and will, as soon as it gets warmer and spring will come, we will see the first few buds, and it will almost look like asparagus, and you can actually also eat these freshly shoots of the hostas. So we have different areas here at work. We have both perennial flower beds, and also another area here is where we focus on forms and shapes. So we have these trees that we really kept small, and every year really give a good trim back, so it gives a very structured, very different kind of shapes throughout. Also these evergreen bushes, we cut them really nice and tight, so that gives a different look here when you come to this area, and then further on when we go to the perennial flower beds, it'll give you a totally different expression when you go through here. A great look throughout here, you can see old Fredericia, and we have ramparts and the moat going here. Now it's totally frozen, not ready to skate on yet, but it's really a lovely look into the old city where there was, it's hard to imagine, but in the old days it was wars going on here. People were fighting up on the hills here. You can still see the cannons, but this is a view we see every day from my work here. So a lot of people ask me, when should we cut back perennials? Should it be late autumn before winter arrives, or should it be early spring? Actually, it's up to you. Here at work we have, as you can see, we have already trimmed them all the way back before Christmas, because we really want a clean, nice look, also because we have a lot of visitors coming here. Also the perennial grasses will kind of start to fly around and make kind of a mess, so that's why we cut them down here. At home we leave them until spring, mainly because we want to have it something to look out from the porch outside, and also it will give you places for bugs and insects and other mammals to hide from. So it's really up to you what kind of look you want to have in your garden. These ones have been cut, as I said, before Christmas, and some of them are still a little bit green, as you can see over here. This kind of grass we kept covered under the snow here because it still has a kind of bluish green look. So some perennials doesn't need to be trimmed back, but the thing about perennials are they do die back, and then every year they will come back up again. So this will, in this area, give now it will be ready for spring. We don't have a bunch of things we need to cut back when we start back up here in this area. So more rhododendron. Here's a big circle. We call it the roundabout, or the rhododendron roundabout, because there's different varieties of rhododendron. You can see some lighter ones over here, a bit taller, and then these lower ones. And they will have the most beautiful color of, like a beautiful flowering here in spring, and we can't wait to see them come. And I'll just quickly take you over here to another place right over here. That has actually been last autumn. It was really bare here at this end, and we wanted to have kind of a red thread going, so it was the same look from the end to up here, because it was really just dirt here and it was hard to maintain, lots of weeds in the summer. So autumn was really a great time to divide and move perennials around. It's a lot of rain and they kind of get dormant. So we divided just with a spade some of the hostas. It's really easy when perennials are getting taller to divide them and then just move them to a new area. And then they have all winter and early spring to just really get ready and settle in and create new roots and have this new flowering already for this season. So we're really excited to see how this is going to be. We have different kind of hostas, grasses, and also salvias that will come here, and low growing that will really cover this area really nicely. And a border of green, we call them golden strawberries. They really spread a lot, so you have to be over them throughout the summer. We keep it really like a sharp edge because it's really nice and green in this area, and they are low. And then all this, we will have the tall in the middle because we do have visitors arriving from both sides. So we want to have this look that you can both see through, but also the grasses will give some height as well. We also call this, where the rhododendron is, we also call it the mayor's area. As you can see, there's a statue of one of our favorite mayors that was in the city many years ago. So we call it also the area of the mayor, because then people know, okay, we're going to meet up here. We have to take weeds away. It's at the borgmester. So that's the guy up there. And that shows that instead of we saying rhododendron, since we have a lot, if you're new staff, you would be so confused where to go. As you maybe noticed when we walked around, showed you the area. There's you can't really see it now because there's snow, but we have made, before Christmas, we made handmade a lot of Christmas decorations with different kind of pine. And it's not only for the family here. We made around 500, just the staff of 5 here. So we were super busy all of December. We made this, and then we always finish right before Christmas. So it both not only looks beautiful, but it also covers and protects the ground over winter. People have, the family here, they have bulbs and other smaller plants underneath. So the pine will also protect the ground for really hard frost. So we hope that we love the white snow, but also that it will melt so the family can come and enjoy the decorations we made as well. So here's another look we made, because the places are different. Some have smaller gravestones here, and this one is quite a bigger. So we have made, I'll shake it off a little bit, but we made kind of a border with different kind of pines. We both have light green and more bluish color. So make a kind of a little border here around. So it's really unique. There's not 2 places that's the same. We also 5 people that's different, like 5 staff, but we do things, we decorate in different ways. So in that way, it's really also one of a kind here when people come, the family come and see the decorations. Maybe you wonder why we have these red sticks down here in this lawn. This area is going to be a new place where families can bury the loved ones in perennial flower beds. So we're super excited for this new upcoming project. It will have some will have smaller forms, more wavy, and some will have oval, but it will be so people can walk in and out, still place a little stone or a little memory of the loved one, but in between our perennial flower beds. So this is all gonna be new paths, and some will have a little bit tree, so it'll give a lot of difference to this area here, which is kind of just lawn here. So we have arrived to the last area I just want to show you. It's a really big area where we have lots of perennial flower beds that we spend a lot of time to maintain. Also here, like you notice, we have trimmed a lot of things down to keep it nice and not flying around when people visit the place. But some things, just like the flumis here, both we have it in a yellow color and a lovely pink one, stays here for like structure, like a sculpture, just really pretty, I think. So we leave those also for birds too, if they want to pick around. There's seeds in them. But the rest we kind of really kept cut down, as you can see. Some of them, we have some evergreens, that's some bushes that still will be here. But otherwise, most of this is trimmed back, and then it's ready to have a little cleanup in the spring. But otherwise, we leave it left like this until warmer weather arrives. Okay, so I know I said that was the last thing I was going to show you, but just come over here. I want to show you something quick. Is our lavender. A lot of people ask me, how do you, I shake this off a little bit, how do you trim back lavender? A lot of people have, do we do it autumn, do we do it spring? Here we have just trimmed the top off, but to get a more compact lavender, it's really good in autumn to trim it back just before you reach down to the really woody parts. And here, because we have this stone path, we really give it a sharp and really a lot of trim back, because it will hang over. Just in summer it will be out here, bees will be in it, but we do have to trim it back so nobody stumbles over it. But it will have a more, if it would be in a private garden, just let it hang over, a little bit more wild look, full of bees here. But here in winter we just give it a little trim back, and it will come with a bunch of new flower buds and really flourish in the summer, this lavender. Thank you so much for watching, and a happy new year. I'm super excited for another garden season. Surprise! More rhododendron! More rhododendron! And more!